Okay, so we'll reimagine the character a little bit here. Look a little bit different. Still male Vera, just change his sub-race, change his color scheme, some haircut, and a couple of other things. And then let's continue and go to speak to Admiral. I don't remember how to get there. Ah, Ruji, it's good to see you on your feet again. Are you recovered? Then let us waste no time. I have task that needs doing, one I wouldn't trust to no other. The duty I have in mind is requires some exploration. I do hope you have not made other plans. To business then. I have penned a letter to each of the counterparts in the Eurasian Alliance. The Battle of Carteneau and the calamity that followed claims countless lives. It had been 5 years since those of us who dragged ourselves from the ashes to look upon the Eurasia we scarcely knew. 5 years, and yet the people still suffer. Their lives are fraught with worry and hardship, and the warriors of light, who might once have given them hope, are gone. Yet we must press on regardless. We will never truly do so, however, till we have faced our past. To that end, I am proposing that the memorial service we held in each of the city-states of the 5th anniversary of the Battle of Carteneau. This letter contains the details of said proposal, and I would have you deliver them to our allies as my personal envoy. You have proven yourself a staunch and able ally to Loleminsa, but this is not my only reason for choosing you. No, I chose you because you possess the quality which puts me in the mind of history's champion, a quality I feared lost. Say that you will perform this duty. I knew you would not disappoint me. This task shall take you far from the borders of our nation to the city-states of Gridania and Uldar. A grueling journey, to be sure, were you to travel by sea and land, but I mean to have you take to the skies. An airship pass to be used at your discretion. Airship bound for the nations of our allies leave from London connected to the bridge, but before you depart I suggest you trouble Bardian for a few pearls of wisdom regarding each of your destinations. The old bastard is not well travelled. It is a pity I cannot issue such passes with a freer hand, as I did in more peaceful times, when breath were not so limited. But in these times of war, every craft we commit to the clouds risks drawing the eye of the Empire, and every voyage must needs be born of necessity. Lest you doubt, I consider your place well deserved. Nor am I alone in my opinion. There were other parties who would see you granted the privilege of air travel. Aye, Ruji, your deeds do not go unnoticed. Full may see great promise in you. Full many see great promise in you, but I have flattered you enough. On behalf of Limsa and her people, I bid you go forth, adventurer. Discover the realm for which so many have fought and died. Wonder and danger await you in equal measure, but turn not from either, Only by braving the unknown will you achieve the greatest of which you are surely capable. The light of the crystal guide you, and I wager that your destiny will be no small thing. What level is this? 15. Okay, let's do this first. I am Foreseer Cleachia of Malvian's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty sneak peekers, Kobold spit uplanders, nosy eyes on Stabirian. Unpredictability, aggressive response. Very well, Ruji. Remember what we discussed. Switch to pattern evasive maneuvers. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation, Amma have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strength or shoring up your weaknesses? Enhancing my strength. Oh, again, you respond as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability of your potential and attaining greatness to 97%. You're one to keep an eye on, that's much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculation must include an accurate assessment of your available technique and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristic of your enemies. I believe this does cover everything for today. please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thungerimbrimbrim until next we meet. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jacket arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategy will keep me company. Back from the field, Ruji. Kiala contacted me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture of knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a far more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. One last thing, Ruji. Considering the dedication you have shown towards our discipline, I have decided to permit you leave to explore the techniques offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first master the science of Arcanema. The strategic training you receive here will serve you well no matter the path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. Topaz teachings. You seem tired, Ruji. Are you sleeping properly? One reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Fosia Klichia has requested your company ahead on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Fosia will explain the situation. I was beginning to think I miscalculated, Ruji. Thanks for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of instrument support are subject to inspection by Melvenian gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance, thus I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirements of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your material expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Very good. The arcane entity given from the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the farthest of enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mrs. Thurberin and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formulae. Those quick quest. You have agreed to accompany the Forcia, and I shall gladly instruct you in the Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection such arouse. The mercenaries XIV and Arstotha are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Clichia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Rudy. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we are expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Forcia tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in our port. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. I'm almost certain that their merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability of 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on the deck, you see, and that would all but trumpet their criminal intention to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we'll face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Rudy. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Airport. Too high of a level for this. Let us be about our task, Rouge. Pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfell. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. But before we do, a couple of things to do, so check about. There's a tune. May as well do the leaves. Unit of work, lad. My name's Orwin, and I'm a representative of the Adventurer Guild. Notice the hat. I keep a record of tasks, what the local is doing, then dole them out to adventurers who look capable. Now you look capable, but at least thought a record was tough enough not to got his face bit off by a bleeding wolf rat. You need to prove me you can handle the me job. Take a look at this task here. Does it seem like something you could do? Of course it does. with the folk from Malvenian's Gate. Ah, hell, I knew there would be trouble. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of the ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next though. Definitely handle the Riju. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks for your efficient response. We'll be able to commence this inspection earlier than I calculated. We shall board the mentioned vessel out in the bay. Astoria, if you would like to take the Ruda, the Morning Star awaits. Since the welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect with a probability of 85% that our arrival inside further belligerents. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem head to head. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that the suspect's good may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We'll bowl our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is tactics fraught with risk, but ones that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? I am Foreseer Keila. By authority of Malvenian Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see. Bloody things won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we fix the hinges. It will see the cargo now. Any vessel entering the portal in Salamanca is bound by law to submit to routine inspection. The law it is, lad. I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch him over the side. masterful display, Ruji. Now we can finally gain access to the cargo. What have we here then? It's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about the ship. You're just like a mistress, always sticking your nose in where it's ain't invited. No, it can't be. Ah, recognize my pretty face, did ya? But you were caught, exiled. Fosia, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back, you stay away from me. Fosia, please come down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your whimpering. And I've certainly had enough of these blood books. It's clear you ain't learning anything from them. I reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. Kenya, preserve us. She's fainted, we must withdraw. Ruji, quickly, back to the boat, we'll carry the Fosia. Ah, that's right, you stink of back, you mistress, you worthy curls. It's good to see you well, Ruji. Gaze Fen sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous blockage you faced, you might have feared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dose Mega? He was exiled from Limsal Minster some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And once more, he dares lay a hand on Fosia Clichia. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known this Mega was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Kyla, that man is nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to salve the hurt to her mind. You are correct. Angry mayhap. Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Greetings, Ruji. In case such a doubt fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know that this because it seems that Kalechia does not. The Fascia has been missing since this morning. There have been other times when she was disappeared without a word, but we have always been able to find her. Alas, this is not the case this day. Were the guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nearly a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanema are much prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must need to organize a such search party. Would you be so kind to make inquiries in Hawkins Alley? It is not uncommon for Clehia wandering to take path through the markets. We'll continue this after we reach story level 20. So let's continue with our main story for now. Back from a meeting with the Admiral, Aya. Personal bleeding envoy. So you're carrying the word of Admiral herself to the leader of the Alliance. Bugger me, I knew you were going up in the world, but I didn't realize you got that bloodies. I'm proud of you, lad. Think of far you've come. Why is this to bring a tear to my eye? And that ain't the ale thinking neither. Well, not just the ale, at any rate. Bless the navigators for steering you my way. Cause this is only the start. How you got your hands on the airship pass, the all yours laid out before you like a fair maid of a father's bed. And she's big girl too, with plenty of etching nooks and crannies. If you think us Luminsons are characters, just wait till you cross the path with the grim forest dwellers of Gridania or trade coins with the crafty merchants of Uldar. And then there is the wild places where the beasties rule and own bugger with a ooze of sense sets foot. But your venture is so I wouldn't let a little thing like that hold you back. 'Cause it ain't all exploring and excitement. There's an ebb of troubles that plagues every nation sea. It is just ours. I'm talking intrigue and infighting, beastmen and the goddamn primals. Aye, there's ugly side of life, and sooner or later you're bound to walk into it. But I'll wager there's bugger all of the so you can handle. Someone tells me you're going to be just fine. The realm aid in raft is true, but folks beginning to recover from the beating of calamity dealt them. Call me an hopeless optimist, but it wouldn't take much to turn things around. It's perfect time for your venture like yourself to get out there and make a difference. Well, what are you waiting for? Why is he talking so funny? Just imagine. I can barely read this and understand him. Airship landing. Start our travels across Eosa. Greetings, sir. This is the counter of a passenger traveling to Gridania. Wait, aren't you the famous adventurer? Is Ruji, isn't it? I thought I recognized you. You are an inspiration to us all, sir. Highwind Skyways is at your disposal. Will you be traveling with us today? Yes. Tiny of the ship. Attention on passengers, the airship bound to Gridania is about to depart. Please take your way to the boarding gate. Stola. Good fortune to you, Ruji. The day comes when your name means the same as Ero to the falls of this realm. May they walk the light of the crystal. Castrum Occidens.
Been 15 years, but the bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Egrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great Midgard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest.
Pretty cutscene.
Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet, it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balthar.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech Research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartener. What could the legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the legatus's plan.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume.
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland, soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
You must be the envoy from Minsa. Welcome to Gridania, sir. The elder seats here await your arrival. Greeting, good sir. You are the Limson envoy, are you not? I have received instruction to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper and identify yourself to the courier of Nofika Alta. She will admit you to the Lotus Strand where the elder Sitsi awaits. What are you wondering for? Go on. Oh. Come here. Stop wondering. Yeah. You're the Limson envoy. Begging your pardon, sir, but my eyes pegged the message you bear. Verily, this is the seal of the Admiral of Limsa Limensa. Please come with me.
So you are the Laminsan envoy. And an adventurer besides. The realm owes much to you and yours. On behalf of our fair nation, I bid you welcome. Please. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Khan A. Senna, Elder Seed Seer of Gridania, and leader of the Order of the Twin Adder, our nation's grand company. I understand you bear a message from the Admiral.
Ottoman service. To think that 5 years have already come to and gone. It seemed like only yesterday that the Gallian Empire attempted to seize all that we would hold dear. Raising in resistance, the city-states of Eorzea formed the Grand Companies and joined hands in alliance. But unbeknown to us, the Gallians sought not to best us in battle, but to move instead to enact a terrible plot, the Meteor Project, by which the Lacemun Dalamont would be torn down from the heavens to annihilate all life below. In a desperate bid to save the realm from certain destruction, our forces marched on the Cardinal Flats and there met with Vich Imperial 7th Imperial Legion. More bloody a battle I have never seen, and would never wish to see again. Yet the carnage was but a prelude to the atrocity which follows. For despite of, our best efforts, Dalamont continued to descend, and from it emerged the elder Primal Bahamut, who proceeds to rain fire upon Eorzea. The 7th Imperial Legion was consumed in the blinking of an eye, while our own forces feared little better. Go in. Stay here. Where you going? Stop pestering them. That any among us were spared the fire's explanation, all seem sure perish. As the flame conveyed upon us, I prepare myself for death, only for a brilliant light to envelop me, revealing me of my senses, relieving me of my senses. When at last I awoke, Bahamut was gone, and the land which had but moments before been aflame now seemed to be a peace. There seemed to be a place unknown, not simply ruined, but changed. Akon Luswa may well have been able to shed light upon these mysteries, but he, like so many, never returned from Cartino. And so we're left with countless questions and no prospect of any answer. As yet such matters did not long occupy our thoughts, for we had far graver concerns. The calamity as devastation wrought by Bahamut has come to be known, laid our nation nigh to waste, and of this day we struggle to rebuild our lives and homes. To combat matters, the beast tribes continue to summon the primals while the erosion encroaches upon our borders. While the Empire encroaches on our borders, consolidating its foothold in Eosia. The outlook is bleak. In the wake of the calamity, it has been all each nation could do to nurse its own wounds. Yet if we were to weather the coming storm, we must needs stand united once more. Stop being nosy. A remembered service may well present the opportunity to rekindle the spirit of unity which first gave rise to the Alliance. I wholeheartedly approve of the Admiral proposal. The necessary provision shall be made for the service here in Gridania. You have done the people of Eosia a fine service this day, and I would not put you to further trouble. I shall see that my reply reaches the Admiral anon. You meanwhile are bound next to Ulda, are you not? Please send the Flame General my regards. And if you would be so kind, I should appreciate if you would inform him that the pet of mine has been ill-behaved of late. A wolf, to be precise. Needless to say, he must be brought to heel, and I would very much welcome the General Council on how this might be achieved. And thank you for coming. May the 12 see you safe to Ulda and beyond.